then you have the Southeast Asia, which is a whole different can of worms. Thailand's announced some test flights with EHang. They're trying to start a service there. There's lots of events going on in Japan. So what's your view in that region?
Well, I mean, I always go back when it comes to the region to the map that shows that circle above Southeast Asia, and it says inside this circle lives half of the world population, and it's not very big compared to the rest of the planet. I would say that Southeast Asia, especially in countries that are not 100% aligned with the US, and they have maybe more open markets, you will see the competition of Chinese eVTOLs with European eVTOLs, with American eVTOLs. So that's going to be an interesting part. And if you look at China and you ask them what are the export market you're targeting, they will tell you it's the Middle East and Southeast Asia. I would caution to look at demonstrations and then extrapolate that is the place where you will see service. It's a lot different. A demonstration is an awesome thing to do, but establishing services is a lot more complex. And so when I look at those areas, I would put the emphasis maybe on three countries: Japan, Korea, and India. So both Korea and Japan are doing some test pilot programs. In Korea, there is this KUAM, and in Japan, there is the Osaka Expo. And actually, today was interesting because I found the link on the Osaka Expo page about AAM, and it tells you who's going to fly. And it's going to be the usual who's who of who's going to be there. And those flights are going to be interesting. They're going to be tests. And the other part is we also need to talk about India because it is the most populous nation in the world, and it happens to also be the most dense nation in the world for population. So it's half the continental United States, and it's got almost 4 times the amount of people. So there is definitely, and again, when you have this much concentration, building infrastructure on the ground, it's not easy because now it's a trade between a road and a house. And so flying over them, I think it's very interesting. And one of the things that you see in many countries that have very high density, you will see cable cars, like in Brazil, for example, above neighborhood. That is very strange here in the West, right? What you with a cable car? But it's because you can put anything on the ground or under the ground, and so they go over. And so to me, an eVTOL, it's a little bit like a cable car with no cable. And so I think it's going to be a very interesting market. We think it's going to be the third largest market in the world for the time being.